feeling of great fire and victory.
Let the truth be told. Want the truth, you came to the right show. Yeah. Talk to me, tell me what's going on. Alan and EMJ, we talk about back in the day to up to date, and you know it's nothing but love and no hate. LP Reese, it was the okay. Okay, let's go. Welcome to the Lineage Show. Okay, let's go. The Lineage.
From the front line of that march, to my left, marched Jose Williams holding his ball. I marched next to him. Mrs. King marched next to me. Dr. King marched next to her. On the way to the Capitol, you hear Dr. King make that speech that day. I sat on that platform, looked out over that sea of humanity, and I had a feeling of great triumph and victory. After having gone through all of the indignities, all of the sacrifices, not all seen.
Welcome to the Lineage. Welcome to the Lineage Podcast. You are here with Alan Reese Sr., MJ Reese. Glad y'all can be here once again on this Thankful Thursday. We appreciate y'all joining us. It's a great day. I hope your week is going good so far. You are here with the grandsons of the Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese, the chief orchestrator of the Voting Rights Movement. So if you're a loyal listener, a loyal viewer, you already know what time it is. You know who we are, what we stand for. The Lineage Podcast is just one of the elements that we're using to get our grandfather's name out there, but we also talk about current events and everything that affects our community, because our community should be priority. Our community should be priority.
There's nothing wrong with saying that either.
Say what?
There's nothing wrong with saying our community, the Black community, should be priority.
No. Yeah.
Every other race can say it, but it seems like we always got to be inclusive. It's okay to say, hey, our community come first. You know what I'm saying? It's all right.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Before we get the show started, I like to do something different, because a lot of people, I forget to do it at the end of the show, so we'll start it here. You don't know who the Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese is. This is him and Dr. Martin Luther King in Selma, Alabama. He is the man that signed the official invitation to invite Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King in late 1964. You see him right here. He is marching next to Coretta Scott King. This is the Selma to Montgomery March. The first leg of that march started from Selma on Dexter Avenue. This is also another picture of that march. This is also Reverend Dr. F.D. Reese, Fred Shuttlesworth, Ralph Abernathy, Martin Luther King, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, and the crew, other members. This right here is also Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth. This is Dr. King preaching. This is at a mass meeting in the church, Brown's Chapel. That is the mother church in Selma, Alabama, of the Voting Rights Movement. This is where they held the mass meetings. This is the only church that called our grandfather back to break the injunction. The injunction in Selma at that time was if 3 or more were gathered,
Congregate.
They were called congregate, and they would be arrested. This church was the first church to break that injunction. Granddaddy called 3 or 4 churches around Selma, and they agreed to break the injunction. This is on Bloody Sunday, March the 7th, 1965. This is Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese standing next to Jose Williams and John Lewis on Bloody Sunday. What we tell them, so the reason why Bloody Sunday, Reverend Jose Williams and John Lewis, Congressman John Lewis, was in the front because they pulled straws. That's something you can get on the tour. Y'all take that free nugget. This is Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King and Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese and Abernathy kneeling to pray before they go to jail. 2 more pictures. This is him. This is Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese, Abernathy, Dr. King and the high priest. I want to say this was at James Reed funeral, if I'm not mistaken. James Reed was the Caucasian preacher that got killed after the Bloody Sunday, and people came to Selma to lend their bodies. And this is the first Jubilee Bridge crossing, 1975. This is Reverend John Lewis and Mrs. Coretta Scott King coming to greet our grandfather before they headed out to march. That's just giving you a little bit of history, a little bit what we tell on the tour, who Granddaddy is. You see the pictures, you can put the visual with it, but we break everything down on the FD Reese Historical Tour. And speaking of the FD Reese Historical Tour, last weekend we had the pleasure of hosting two ladies on the FD Reese Historical Tour. If you have not booked the FD Reese Historical Tour, go on VA TripAdvisor. This is the picture you will see, and you can book it. And it's a great tour, if I must say so myself. It is an unorthodox tour. This is not, ladies and gentlemen, your typical tour where you ride on the bus and you wave and you look. This is not that tour. On this tour, you will get the real history. We will break everything down. You will go to different landmarks where our grandfather integrated himself and made himself the leader of different of these buildings, these landmarks, where the Teachers March began, where they started the Teachers March, where they planned the Teachers March, the courthouse, and we will walk across the bridge, which is so book the FD Reese Historical Tour. If you do not have Selma Self-Sacrifice, this is the autobiography of the Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese. Please get this book. I had a friend last week that sent me a picture of them getting the book, and they started reading it, and they were floored. They already, when they read about his childhood, yeah, it's a great read, written by Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese and Mrs. Kathy Walters. If you have not been on History on Apparel, a lot of our events, when you see us wearing the FD Reese shirt with his signature and his silhouette, that is on historyonapparel.com. Go get that. You'll find a lot of good things that you can wear, represent some Black history. And then when people ask you who that is on your shirt, and then you can tell them, this is a man that you don't know about, you don't learn in the history books, but let me tell you a little bit about him. And if you don't know a little bit about him, just call us. We'll handle it. Now, y'all already know we are on the a tour, Art of Facts tour. If you don't know what this is talking about, this is the FD Reese Foundation. We are hosting this, the Artifacts tour. This is a library tour from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. We will be next Saturday at the McDonough Public Library, 1001 Florence McGarity Boulevard, McDonough, Georgia, 30252. We will be there, and guess what? For all my children, we already know what time it is. We know the season of Halloween, so we're not going to be too much of a sticklers. You know, when we was growing up, our mama wasn't really too fond of Halloween. But anyway, we gonna give out some candy to the children. You're gonna come. There's gonna be a one-stop shop. I promise you. You're gonna get some lesson, and you're gonna get some treats. So come on out at 10:30. We start at 10:30, and we'll talk about the artifacts. We have eight artifacts or 9 artifacts that we talk about, and come learn about the history and receive some candy. And we will have a special guest. I don't want to give it away too bad. They're still in the work. We will have a special guest there. So family, parents, bring your kids. I promise you, you don't want to miss this. You will be very pleased with the information and the candy that we give out here at the Artifacts Library Tour. This is the next stop. This is the second stop. So please come on out and support. So that's what we are. Let me see what we got. My favorite civil rights leaders. DH, I don't know who that is.
I think that's Henry.
Henry, DJ Henry. What's up, man? Yeah, my favorite civil rights leader. What's up, bro? So yeah, come on out to the light. If you're in the McDonough area, please come on out. Y'all already know what time it is. Before we get the show really cranked up, y'all already know First Nurse Kimberly Reese. Of course, she is not here, but she is doing First Nurse things. She is in the field. When she is in the field comes first. But of course, y'all already know she left the video and the things that we need to be aware of our health. This is the health segment for First Nurse Kimberly Reese, and it is breast cancer awareness and Black women. So we'll hear First Nurse Kimberly Reese, and then we'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thankful Thursday. This is Kimberly, your first nurse, coming to give you your weekly health information. As I mentioned last week, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The overall rates of breast cancer in Black and white women are about the same. Black women have a higher mortality rate from breast cancer than white women. The mortality rate in Black women is 42% higher. According to surveys and studies, it is widely thought that the higher mortality rate among African American women is a result of lack of comprehensive care, including preventative screenings. Remember, ladies, go and schedule your yearly mammograms and yearly physicals. And remember to do your monthly self-exams at home. Remember, self-breast exams are cost-effective because they are free. Breast self-exams, or regularly examining your breast on your own, can be an important way to find breast cancer early, when it's more likely to be treated successfully. The best time to do a monthly self-breast exam is about 3 to 5 days after your monthly cycle starts. This should be done at the same time every month. The breasts are not as tender or lumpy at this time in your monthly cycle. When doing a self-exam, if you notice any changes such as lumps, nipple discharge, dimpling, breast or nipple pain, redness at the breast, swelling, lymph node changes, or changes in your skin texture, please follow up with your primary healthcare physician. Although rare, men can get breast cancer too. So for men and women, if you see any changes, go to your physician.
Nice.
If you courageous, we got one for you. Reese, what you talking about? We paying respect to the ones before us. Okay, let's get it. It was 8 people who stood against injustice. They called them crazy. If you don't know who I'm talking about, let me introduce you to the courageous 8. Yeah.
I got the mind and the muscle, with the grind and the hustle. I never back down, it's a habit. No adversity, I accept the challenge.
Welcome back to Lineage Podcast. We appreciate everybody joining us. That was first nurse Kimberly Reese. Go ahead, bro.
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday on Tuesday.
Oh yeah,
I really appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah, we had a nice time. We went out. Yeah, we had a real nice time. Yeah. Once again, happy belated birthday. Happy birthday to our friend Oren, man.
Yeah, happy birthday, Oren.
Yeah, Oren big 40 today.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah,
I still got 3 on in front of mine. Yeah, I got all them foes, boy.
Yeah, we got them foes. We got with them foes, man. Big 4-0. So yeah, happy birthday, Oren. Let's go on and get into the show with the first topic. I know you sent me this. I'll just show this picture. If you don't know who this is Shadur Sanders, and the man next to him is I think it's Mansion. Yeah. But anyway, he has some criticism on the NIL. If you don't know what NIL, that's name, some, and likeness. What do they mean? Name, image, and likeness.
That's right.
That's the NIL deals and what's happening now. The college athletes are getting them. They fought for it some years ago to get for college athletes to start getting paid and name, image, and likeness deals. And so I'll just read a little bit before we get into it. This Shadur Sanders, if you don't know who Shadur Sanders is, that's Deion Sanders' son. He is a quarterback for Colorado, really doing great things. He's really on the map now because of his dad's coaching the team, so it's bringing a lot of eyes to it, and he's really playing it real good. But anyway, Shadur Sanders' NIL valuation is $4.8 million. And Black college athletes are finally getting paid. It says, hating Senator Joe Manchin wants to regain control because it's hard to root for the kids when they're millionaires. Now I read a little bit of it. So with this come another effect. Fear of the non-graduate athlete because they only came to college for the potential NIL, riches, and not a college degree and the collegiate experience. U.S. Senator Joe Manchin fears this greatly and thus has drafted the PASS Act of 2023 of protecting athletes, school, and sports to place limits on the transfer portal so student athletes can focus on being a student and then the potential opportunities that come being an athlete. Once again, he said it's too hard to root for the kids when they're multimillionaires as freshmen and sophomores. The West Virginia Democrat said Tuesday during what is now the 10th congressional hearing on NIL per USA Today's Dan Woken. I'll let you say your opinion on the NIL and how you feel about what he said and what transpired.
Let me tell you something. He has the spirit of his ancestors, the children of the Confederates. I would say this, MJ, and I'm going to be harsh on him.
Okay.
But then coming out of the Emancipation Proclamation, you know, I tell this story all the time. Abraham Lincoln didn't wake up and say, "I want to free the slaves." It was about economics.
Mm-hmm.
Economics.
Right.
One thing that's happening in college football now, every black player, well, let's just say players, period. But we're gonna talk about the black players.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone does not go to the pros and build some type of wealth.
Yes, sir.
What you are seeing now, you're seeing an abundance of young black men becoming millionaires in college, who might not make it to the pros or might get hurt. You never know what can happen.
That's real.
But they're gaining wealth at a young age in a time when the spirit of people learning financial literacy is high.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're seeing is these young athletes, they're getting this money and they are able to invest and gain wealth without going to the NFL.
Right.
Economics, MJ.
Right.
That's his problem.
Right.
That you're seeing a lot of young black men.
Correct. Because I'm going to cut you off, because who's getting most of the deals here?
MJ. Because let me tell you something. The skilled position players gets the most NIL deals. You best believe it, because
Correct.
they're excited to watch and what the NIL and what these young black athletes has done. See, this is the Deion Sanders effect, MJ. Deion Sanders in his day prime time, he was able to take advantage of the hip hop world and take the entertainment world and take his athletic ability, and he merged it into a person called prime time.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying? He had the gold chains, he this and that. Deion would be the person with the biggest NIL deal today.
That's right.
So remember, these young boys in high school, middle school, high school, they have developed their social media. They got the 200 and 300,000 followers and this and that.
Yes,
so
sir.
What they're doing on Instagram and Facebook, what they're doing, these companies are able to use their Instagram to promote their brand. So they're leveraging their social media. Is almost like commercial. I'm gonna use I got 300,000 followers. The 400,000 don't matter. I got the blue check. So guess what? The companies who want to get their product out there can say, look, we'll give you some money if you promote our product on your social media because you got 500, 400, 300 followers.
Right. And beyond that, remember the reason they came in and made a deal, because think about it. Let's just hypothetical. Oh, what's up, cuz Shell, she on my Facebook. Come to YouTube, cuz. What's up? What happened? Why they want to make the deal? Because think about it. Let's just use Tua when he played for Alabama. Now, if Alabama is hypothetically selling $2 million worth of Tua jerseys,
he can't get that now.
and Tua he's not getting nothing out of that. And so it's a recycling effect. So the institution is getting the money, and Tua is not getting none off his name, image, and likeness.
That's right.
So it's even that, and what you said on as far as their Instagram and their social media. If he always represent Alabama, and he got 1 million followers, even the people that don't necessarily know about Alabama, and they may love Tua because he's Hawaiian. And then they go to his page and they see Alabama, and they gonna tap into that paraphernalia.
That's
you
right.
Get what I'm saying?
That's right.
So all of this was going on, all of this revenue, all this money train, and the college athletes were getting nothing out of it.
And the young black college athletes.
I'm with it.
The skill position.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
So my thing is, I love they getting that money. Get that money, learn. Even if you don't make it to the NFL, get it, learn how to invest it.
That's right.
And make your money. And matching whatever his name is,
you need to pray and ask God to take away the spirit of your ancestors. Because that aroma is all over him. These young black men making this money. And what I'm saying is, MJ, he should be embracing it. See, correct. People love America, a capitalism country, who what you could think of somebody thin air and become a millionaire. They love it until you see someone who you don't want to really, a group of them don't really want them to gain this type of wealth.
Right.
You see their true colors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm Tristan. I'm gonna say this because we show everybody love. But if this guy don't know how to just get a moment where he come with controversial, he put 5 words together and all 5 of them be controversial. This is what Tristan said, y'all. We've been friends with Tristan for since 95, so we know that this don't surprise us, but it may shock our viewers. Tristan said Shador is probably smashing Manchin's granddaughter. I'm gonna just leave it at that. He probably not, but that don't surprise you with Tristan. Yeah, but on the serious note, that's what it is, bro. Let's keep it 1,000.
Keep it 1,000.
I'm gonna put this on the table, and we can move to the next topic. If Shador was white, do you think that his comments and his stance and his point of view would still be the same?
Well, let's say this. It's some white boys making some money. If it was majority white making the money.
Right.
He wouldn't have nothing to say, MJ, because he has the spirit of his ancestors.
Correct.
Because he wants to keep the American white man dominant economically. And let's be honest, the white man in America will always dominate economically.
Right.
70% of the wealth of America is locked up in the white community. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
So, but let these young men get a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
You know, who says that they're gonna go to the pros? Let them make that they didn't play football, pee-wee, middle school, high school, then gave Alabama, Georgia, whatever these big old schools, these Power Fives, who is a $1 billion company, all this money, and then they get hurt. And then what people say, white racist people say, well, they paid for your education. These boys, what do you really think they majoring in, MJ?
Right.
They go there to play football. They got to practice, stay in shape.
Right.
But that's why most of them just get a business degree, a marketing degree, or something like that, because unless they're just extraordinary smart, like some are, but most of them not really going and getting they're not coming out of being a surgeon. They're not coming out with a biology degree. They got to have a degree that it doesn't take so much time to put in, because they spending most of their time lifting weights, staying in shape, to go out there to entertain us on Saturdays, MJ.
Correct.
And now you got an old white man who need to get out of Congress because he's been there longer, though, who want to be president. He got something to say about these young men making this type of money. Go sit down somewhere. Go do some real, go really change some real policies.
Right. Trish said, don't forget that Manchin refers to them as kids and Shador is 21. That's
yeah,
a good fact. He said exactly, Alan. Spear Gigi Christine, I think that's Miss what you call it. She on my Facebook. She said, I wish they would establish more programs to teach the young men financial literacy. I've heard a few horror stories from parents about sons throwing away their money. I don't have a problem with them get it. Don't knock business degrees. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Yeah, they getting it this early.
I'm not knocking the business degree. Right. What I'm saying is that these kids, these racist white people, what they are saying, well, we understand that it's not as hard to get a business degree as it is to get a biology degree or become a doctor. And when you go and playing football, a student athlete, and what racist white people say is that, well, they gave you a free education, you don't need to make the money. Right. What I'm saying is the reason that you see a lot of these athletes take a major that's not hard is because that they don't have the time to really put in their studies, because they spending most of their time staying in shape to entertain us on Saturdays.
Facts.
And if they get hurt, they lose.
Right.
They lose their scholarship.
Right.
Or they gone, or they mentally they done. That's why I didn't blame Gurley for making sure Georgia gave him a $5 million insurance policy when he hurt himself and he came back out there.
That's right.
I don't blame him for doing that.
Right.
But if Gurley would have tapped in the NIL deal, think about the money Todd Gurley would have made in Georgia.
Right.
He was the by far the best running back
in that class. Yeah.
In that year, by far, it wasn't no one close. Think about if he would have had an NIL deal, MJ. Man. So what he had to do, he had to go back to the school and say, please take an insurance policy on me if you want me back on the field so I can still have this draft status and be number 1 overall. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on, man.
Point blank. You're 100% right. Let's shift to the next topic. We know voting season is coming up, and let me just let's go this. We showing this is a graph our friend sent us how Bidenomics is delivering for Latino Americans. He's helped achieve the lowest Latino unemployment rate on record, fastest creation rate of Hispanic-owned businesses in more than a decade, over 20% faster than the pre-pandemic levels. Seen more small business created in the last 2 years than any other 2-year period in history, with Latinas leading as the fastest group growing of small business owners. I would say my stance is on this. I have no problem with a community growing, becoming business leaders, business owners, trying to become financially secure, coming to this country and trying to be best effective as they possibly can to take care of their family. I'm all for that because my journey can be parallel into certain things of the community. But I'll say this and I'll let you touch on it more, bro, because you know you're more experienced in this field than me. But in my mind, we have been talking about it since we've pretty much done this podcast, especially since the second run, that it is time for our community to be selfish. It is time for our community when it comes to voting. We know what our grandfather and Dr. King and everyone fought for the vote. But Granddad would always ask, he would always say, I was just one concern with getting the vote, but what you gonna do with the vote? We have been preaching here that it is time for us to be selfish and leverage our vote. Because as we see, it is habitually being broadcast and done that our community is being either taken advantage of or not being taken seriously enough. Everything else is getting done for other communities, but for some reason, when it comes to the Black community, we get Asian hate crime bills, no police reform. Other communities are growing, they're surpassing us or leveling the playing field. And as so much we have done as Blacks for this country, we built it. We're continuously getting looked over and continuously being boo-booed on, for lack of better words. What your stance as far as you can kind of touch on this, but as far as the overall demographics, because we know the vote season is here. You can touch on the graph, and then you can also say, what do we need to do to avoid getting this continuously done to us every time? So I'll let you take the floor on it.
I think what we need to do first as Black people is look in the mirror and forgive each other and get back on one accord. First of all, they understand that we conquer and divide. A house divided would not stand. We as a people, we are divided. We are divided as far as we talk about so much about the woman role in the home and this and that, and the man role and what he ain't got and what she don't have, what she didn't do, how she not like my grandmom and all that. Those things are good, but if we as a people want to come together, we got to stand for something. And I think if Black people in this voting season, if they redirected their vote and stop voting for the same party that gives you an appetizer and not a full course meal, MJ. You know, they pacify us. You know what I'm saying? I understand what the Latino community is trying to do. They have the right to do that. I'm not knocking it. But what I'm saying, how can America truly look in the mirror and say that we want to do this for the Latino community when we have a community who you brought over here on ships, who built America? Cotton is the backbone of the wealth of America. We exported cotton. What have we done for those people? We give them equal rights, which is BS at the end of the day, because I'm still seeing a lot of young black men get killed. I'm still seeing a lot of officers get found not guilty of murder. I'm seeing a lot of things that shows that we don't have equal rights. I have a bunch of white racist white people who say we all gonna get along when we get to heaven. Why we gotta wait till we get in heaven? That's one of the most racist things you can say, is that when we get to heaven, we're not gonna see color. Why you can't not see color here?
Right.
And so what I'm saying, I understand what the white community is trying, the Latino community is trying to do. But how can America truly say we want to do this for the Latino community when you have not done it for the black community who built her?
Correct.
Who built America? We continue to have a blind eye, and black folks continue to go to the polls and vote for a party or parties that align to them. So we really need to show how strong our vote. You know, people say don't vote. I can understand that, but is it a bad thing now? I put that question to, I don't think it is. I don't think it's nothing wrong for black folks to say we're gonna sit this election out. I don't think. It's like the Trump effect when he told us about the Democrats.
Right.
He said this. Trump said, "What do you have to lose?" That's one thing he's right about.
Right.
What do we have to lose to sit our election?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To say, to show them, look, our vote is powerful. You're gonna stop taking our vote for granted.
Right.
We tired of the old men in the White House. You know what I'm saying?
And to be honest, that's still a form of leveraging.
It's leveraging.
Yeah, a lot of people when they say don't vote, see, let's keep it 1,000, man. And I know it's, and let's be honest, for us to take a stance like this, considering what our granddaddy fought for, and others, thousands of people.
Yeah.
For us to take a stance like this, to say, hey, maybe we need to sit this one out. And I understand maybe the generation before us will look at us like y'all crazy, or your grandfather's rolling over the grave, like Bubba said, rolling over the grave.
I don't think FD would be rolling the grave, because if my grandfather was here, me and him used to have some great conversations. I used to press him, really press him, and press. And I think he'll look and say, you know what, grandson, you got a point on that. The point is, we can go to the polls, MJ.
Right.
The point is what our ancestors did. We can go to the polls. We've been going to the polls.
We've been going now.
And now they are taking advantage of us going to the polls, and they're already circling us in. Oh, we got that vote.
Okay, let me cut you off right quick. I'm gonna read Anastasia comment, then I'm gonna ask what Ms. Spears said. Because Anastasia, she wrote on this: division between black men and women is a major factor in how we're voting. Secondly, stop voting with your emotion, because that's what they are banking on.
That's right.
Get on one accord. 100%, Anastasia, I agree with that. But Ms. Spear, I know you was getting to her. She said, help me understand the benefit of not voting.
Help her understand the benefit of not voting. What the benefit of not voting is, to let them know that you ain't just already circled in. Because if they know they're getting your vote, they're gonna take advantage of you. It's like a woman who her man is beating on her, cheating on her, doing all these things to her, and she said, I'm not gonna leave. I'm not leaving. So what is he gonna do? He gonna continue to do what he's doing, because he does something. Right,
because she can even say, I'm not leaving. I mean, he's gonna get used to her saying that. He's not gonna leave her.
She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. And that's how the Democrats do us. They ain't gonna go nowhere.
Right. Then secondly, let's look to Miss Spear to kind of piggyback on that. Secondly, let's look what's happening. Do you think, Miss Spear, that is the reason that they're getting so much else done for the other communities?
That's right.
Because they want to funnel them in and make sure that they have their vote, But in the back of their mind, they are going to say, we already know we got the black vote, so we don't have to do nothing for them. They're going to come to us off their emotions. But let's pass the Asian crime bill. We can get the vote from the Asian community. Let's do this for the Latinos. We can get their vote. Let's do this for the Middle Eastern community. We can get their vote. Because we already got the blacks. So that they in.
And let me tell you something, MJ. Black people got to watch out. If we don't take a stance in the next 8 years, our vote is gonna weaken. Listen to me. Just like I called 20 years ago when Sonny Perdue signed that he signed that tax break for the movies to come from California to Georgia. I said Georgia's gonna be a liberal state. It's gonna turn blue one day. Just watch it take its time. This is why the Democratic Party pushes for us to allow people that are not citizens to have the right to vote, because they'll rather give people that's not citizens the right to vote, do a little bit for them so they won't have to do for blacks in America.
Correct.
You got to pay attention, man.
That's right.
You got to pay attention to the play that they putting out there. Pay attention to the play. This is why they fight. Give everybody the right to vote. Let the illegal aliens have the right to vote. Let the non-citizen have a vote, because guess what? They tired of black folks talking and we ain't standing on nothing. So one day they're gonna have a president who's gonna go in there and sign a bill, and you're gonna have a House and a Senate, and you're gonna see black people vote for it to allow everyone, even illegal immigrants, have the right to vote who are non-citizens. And guess what? That is gonna be the day that the black vote is not gonna have any power.
That's right.
Listen to what I just said, October the 19th, 2023. If we don't pay attention to what they're doing, that's what they're doing. That's why they're doing this for the Latino community. That's why they're doing this. They're doing that. They're doing this. Correct. Give them the right to vote. They can't get an ID over here, but they can have the right to vote. I disagree with giving illegal immigrants and non-citizens of America the right to vote. And any black person who says that they agree with that, you should be ashamed of yourself for what your ancestors has went through in America.
To get the vote.
And you want to let people who are not citizens, who came from the water, from their place of bondage, and came over here and came in our neighborhoods. See, they moved in our neighborhoods. We accept them. Then they get in there and they say we lazy. Then you have people like Charles Barkley say black folks lazy now because we won't work for pennies on a dollar. But guess what? The illegal immigrants would. Now they just so great, and we're not good just because we asking for better, what we deserve.
Right.
Black people better wake up, MJ.
Yeah, 100%.
Better wake up.
We've been talking about this for a few years.
The benefit of not voting is to show, look, man, we tired of you.
Yeah, that's
our
what
vote is not guaranteed for your party.
Exactly, and I got to read some of the comments. I'm torn because we as black are so divided. That's what Miss Spear said. I got you, Miss Spear. Let's go to Tristan. It said it shows we're not playing around no more. When white people don't like what you're doing, Bud Light, Kevin McCarthy, for example, they stop spending money and you get the hell out. This Henry. Henry says so basically all Senator Manchin is saying he doesn't want black children to make money, but instead he wants to make money off of them. Anastasia said FD used to rock the boat. He changed the narrative and was professionally controversial. This is the same thing, 100%. He would be for whatever got the job done, period. Tristan also said, we voted Warnock back in. Has anybody seen Warnock? And Anastasia said, where's Waldo? Where's Warnock? Facts. 100%, man.
What a MJ.
Right.
We have to wake up, MJ. We have to wake up. Stop allowing them to show you Bloody Sunday and say this is the reason why you got the vote.
Right.
They should show you Bloody Sunday and you should say, oh, my vote carry power. You ain't getting it.
Right.
You ain't getting it because you ain't doing what you're supposed to do about us.
Facts.
Because they bled on Bloody Sunday and got beat on the bridge and we've been voting and y'all ain't done right by us. But guess what? We gonna always have this vote. What we gonna do with it?
Right.
But they'll use Bloody Sunday to say, go to the polls, go to the polls.
Yeah.
We should should see Bloody Sunday now and say, oh, so y'all gonna continue to take advantage of us after this happened. Oh, we ain't going to the polls for you.
Right.
Now what you gonna? Now they're gonna be coming back to the table saying, "What do you guys want?"
Right.
But then guess what? We got to start using our churches like they used to use, Granddad and them used to use, and start making these pastors let us come up with a plan. So when we do this and take this stance, when they come back to us, we'll give them the paper and say, "This is what it's gonna take for us to come to the polls for you."
Facts.
MJ, it's
100%.
simple as that.
100%.
If little old Selma could do it and change the United States, which changed the world, why we can't do it today? We got better technology. We just have it better all the way around. Why we as a people can't do it today?
Yeah, if we was unified, you can start how we do all these hashtags and these crate challenges. You can say, "Hey, hold your vote," or blackout, vote blackout, or something. Ms. Spears said, when you say they, are you referring to Democrats?
Yeah, I'm referring to Democrats. You tell me. One of the things Sleepy Joe did when he became president, George Floyd got killed right in front of our eyes, hollered for his mama, who was dead and gone. First thing Joe Biden did is got in office and signed a Asian hate crime bill. We do not have in America, out of all the things black folks have been hung from trees, police brutality, all the way down. I don't have to say it all. We do not have a black hate crime bill in America. Don't that surprise you, MJ?
Man, bro.
But 8 Asians get beat at a Subway in New York, and we got an Asian hate crime bill. You tell me.
Right.
We've been talking about, you look at mass incarceration. Black people are 65% of the jailhouse population, but only 13% of American population. You tell me what's going on.
Right.
You look at every major city, Atlanta, Baltimore, Miami. I can go mostly Democratic cities. You tell me.
Yeah.
When are we gonna start holding these folks accountable? Even black folks that look like us ain't kin folks. Skin folks ain't kin folks. Because they become a part of the system. Instead of being for black people, they become a part of the system, work for the system. So you ain't got no more FD reasons now who used to get in the system and then say, and when them folks come up there and say, how many blacks you gonna hire? What you gonna do for blacks? That's what a man's supposed to do when they come in the system. Now what people do when they come in the system, they find reason why the system won't allow them to do nothing.
Mm-hmm. And then when you try to FD the system, when you try to go against the system, a lot of us black people will drag them. Yeah. You know, if you try to go in there with a level head and say, "Hey, this is what we want," whatever candidate gonna give us the rights for black people, what we've been asking for, that's what we're gonna vote for. Like Ice Cube did. He just made a gesture, and they drug him just for trying to sit at the table.
Because we've been brainwashed,
right,
to go Democrat, and that's it, man. I'm in a day. Whoever gonna do something for us, because at the end of the day, white America got 74% of the wealth in America. That ain't gonna change Republican or Democrat.
Right.
That ain't gonna change, MJ. That's locked up. They got that from the 300 year of free labor, and they benefited from it, and they still benefiting from it today. So now, what we gonna do with let's just run out to 75. What we gonna do with the other percent?
Tristan 100% right with this, bro. Well, Henry said social media got us blind. Nobody wants to read or look at the news and see what's happening. You're right, fellas. But Tristan said Biden flew to Israel in a war zone. And he ain't been to Flint, Michigan or Jackson, Mississippi yet. And they have a full-blown water crisis.
And get what? Them Democratic cities, MJ?
Them Democratic cities, bro. 100%.
We got to wake up, bro.
100%.
We got to wait. Let me tell you something. And I ain't never voted Republican across the board.
Right.
But one thing about them Republicans, they believe in winning. And if you go against the core of the Republican Party, they get you up out of there. Look what they did to the Speaker of the House.
Right.
Republican, regardless, right now they got things in limbo. They believe in winning. Democrats in there, they just believing in existing, MJ.
Right.
They getting there. We need to work to get. No, Republicans believe in win at all costs. Win of black people. And remember this: blacks used to be Republican. Now Republican face change, but black people when they started voting before Reconstruction. I know my history.
Correct.
When you coming out of Reconstruction before Jim Crow, black people were conservatives. They had a conservative mindset. They believe in whooping their kids. They believe you're gonna follow these rules. They believed in that. That was the Bible, and they believe in their Bible.
Correct.
They believe in the church. They believe in the word.
Right.
That was the core. That was the core value of the Republican Party. You didn't see that racism start going in until it switched. You start seeing them Dixiecrats, and you start seeing that. That's when things changed. But the basic principles of the Republican Party is a conservative mindset. I believe I should take care of my home. The government shouldn't be in my home.
Right.
Black folks, that's what growing they get that saying from, hey, what goes on in my house, stay in my house, is my house and my rules.
Correct.
And wasn't nobody going for that, against that. You get what I'm saying, MJ?
Yeah. Facts.
They believe in winning. When black people, we got to vote. We ain't got to kumbaya. Our ancestors did that. They took a submissive approach so we could stand up bold and proud.
Right.
And say, guess what? You just not gonna treat us like this, or you're not gonna get my vote.
You gotta think about it's you know what, you're 100% right, bro, but it's tough. Because you remember, think about even when Granddaddy went against the system, when they booed him, they didn't even want Dr. King himself.
They didn't want Dr. King himself.
Because they booed him. So it's a hard wall to bust down. But 100%, I think if we start small with the little things and what we own, what we can control, we need to leverage that. And back to Ms. Spear to piggyback on her concerns, because she said we have to enlighten ourselves on the policies and issues and vote our best interests, but we don't do that. The problem is our best interest is not even in the policies. That's the problem. So we have to not vote or leverage our vote so they can implement us into the policies. They're not making a policy. I want a policy. I want stuff strictly for black people like everyone else has.
Or if they don't want to do it, stop giving to the Democratic Party.
Correct.
Black folks give more money to the Democratic Party than anybody else.
Yeah.
Go check them out.
Million bills every year.
Black women give more money.
Black women, correct.
Democratic Party than everyone else. Take your money, man. Listen, money talk, BS walk. Well, I tell people all day, people say vote or die. That's the worst thing P. Diddy could have came up with. That's a lie. Vote or die. Man, no. It take vote. It take protesting. It take lobbyists. And it takes your dollar. It takes all four of those things to make a difference in your community. Okay? And we have been brainwashed to say it just take our vote. That is a lie. You start telling them politicians, start pulling your dollar and start pulling your vote, and you start going there and lobbying with another group. Even if the group disagree with you, y'all say, look, I want this, you want this. If you don't, I know you don't like me and I don't like you, but I'll ride with you. If both of us could say, I can get one thing and you can get one thing, let's go get it.
Yeah, and Ms. Spears said, now that's a solution worth considering. Hold back the money.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah,
listen, let me tell you something. One thing about war, this is why you got the Army, you got the Navy,
right? You
got the Air Force, and you got the Marines. And guess what? They're gonna use that simultaneously at one time.
Correct.
And as simple as that. You ain't gonna use one at one. The air support for a reason. I need that air support to hit them so I can get them troops up in there. You better believe they're just not gonna use air support and not do nothing.
Right.
Air support gonna allow them troops to get in there and get in their places.
Yeah, they got it all: land, air,
you got
water.
You got to work it at one time, and it be hitting. The enemy be like, "Oh, I can't do that."
Correct.
So that's what black folks got to do: hold your vote, move your money, lobby, and protest.
Correct.
Don't just. But we've been taught lobbying because we saw FD and them protest. So then we just think it's only protest. No, do you see them Asian? Did you see them protest to get that hate crime bill?
Hey man, you saw that?
Y'all didn't see that, did you?
You see that?
What? They got that wealth. They know how to move them dollars.
Correct.
They know the lobbyists.
Correct. Say all Jews, Asians, Latinos don't like each other and don't agree with each other all the time, but they meet on the common ground that we black. I guess we don't, but what you want, but remember, you're black first.
That's right.
You're black first. Henry says, so let me ask y'all something. How do we make the right voting choices when most of the politicians are kind of in it together? Like some of them are family, buddies, and etc.
See, what we got to take this approach. See, the voting was kidnapped by the federal government. We've been taught it is president or bust.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really concentrate on the local elections. The local, if we start on the local level, this is where you lay your foundation in your community. You put the people in on your local level, what you need to put in, then on your state level, then you start thinking about the federal level.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we got to do, man. We got to start getting into our local elections, our commissioners, our school boards, and those things. We talk about what the kids ain't learning in school. We'll go to the school board meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Vote for the school board, so the curriculum that they put in there, they can have some type of say. You can, as a parent, can have some type of say so. But guess what? On the state level, remember, you have a state superintendent. The state superintendent oversees everybody else.
That's right.
So then you got to make sure you vote for the right state superintendent that's going to allow certain curriculums to come run through the state.
Right.
See, we don't understand.
Yeah, local elections, honestly, is more key than the.
That's right.
Let's be honest. Just to be honest, man.
I believe hold people accountable. Let me tell you what happened. I believe in calling and hold people accountable, even when I see racism. I never forget. I was taking Kim to work one day, and you remember they gave us a new trash can. Remember they said we had to throw out our trash cans. And they was giving us the county trash cans.
Correct.
So one day I'm riding. You know, Emory is over there in DeKalb County.
Right.
I'm riding over there. That's mostly white folks there. Yeah. They got their trash cans. I call. Right. Why is the white folks area got their trash cans, but we don't have our trash cans? Guess what? The next day we saw that trash man out there putting our cans out there. See, you got to address it.
Right.
Head on. Address it.
And that and this is what we've been doing for a minute. We've been addressing the lack of the attention for what the Black people are asking for and what the Black people need. And so a lot of the times, and let's keep it 1,000. A lot of the times, this is not going to be a sexist subject, or some people agree with, because, like you said, you can call it brainwash, but you can also call it indoctrinated, because it's Democrat, but then we're so blinded that we don't see they pulling our coattail, they vote, they playing with our emotions, and then they getting us to the poll. Anastasia said the people who get voted in on the local levels have to stand their ground on their platforms. They can't waver, do what they say they're going to do. Right. We have to vote correctly. They must deliver 100%. Because that's one of the problems. We'll vote somebody in, they'll say they're going to do this, do that, and do the third. Then when they get in there, like you said, they become part of the system. Ms. Spears said, stop protecting those who aren't doing what they're elected to do. That's right. 100%.
Vote them out. I don't care they're your cousin. Vote them out.
Yeah, vote cuz out. You got to see cuz at the barbecue and be like, cuz, now, wait now.
You know, just vote. I ain't vote for you next time.
Yeah. Now, you can get their reels, but yeah. Man, we was going to have another subject. We can do that next week, man. With the cheesecake lady. We'll do that. We'll do that another time.
Yeah.
But because this is a great topic, and it's needed.
And let me tell you something. This voting season, we're gonna be saying the same thing.
Correct.
And I don't care if Democrats lose votes. Y'all can put me in the news. I don't care. I'm unbought. I don't care. I don't care what politician come and tell me I'm wrong or what. No, let me sit down a minute. Let me tell you something.
Right.
Stop getting in the office and forgetting about your people. You're supposed to be speaking for your people. They get this all misconstrued when they get in there. Oh, now it's about the American people. No, it's about your community.
Yeah.
You were selected as a representative of your district.
Mm-hmm.
What are the things that the people that live in your district
need? Right.
Now the president has to have a mindset to think about the American people. Mm-hmm. I can give you that. Mm-hmm. But whoever voted you in, what area they voted you in, you're supposed to think about your district, your area, your zone, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
I'm tired of them forgetting about us.
Sure. Yeah, Ms. Spears said you can get my reels, but not my vote.
That's right. That's right.
Great subject, guys. Yeah, appreciate it, Ed. Yeah, 100% right, man. 100% right. This is needed, and y'all know election is coming up. Y'all know what time it is, man.
Hey, man, I'm telling folks right now, I'm not voting for Joe Biden. I'm not. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, I'm not voting for Joe, and I'm not voting for Trump. I'm not voting for neither. Now I'm gonna go in there and vote for some others, but I will not vote for the presidency in 2024 because it is a disgrace. It is time for America to retire and make these old men emeritus. Okay, it's simple as that. I'm disappointed in Joe Biden. The reason I am disappointed with Joe Biden because he signed that hate crime, that Asian hate crime bill, and I'm not mad at him because he signed it. I'm mad at him for the years that Black people have gone through this, and we don't have one. And it was Joe Biden. Remember this: Joe Biden helped write that 3 Strikes You Out, that crime bill,
right?
That hurt Black folks.
That was in the 90s, right?
In the 90s. Now, MJ, and let me tell you something. We had this discussion at the barbershop, and I always break it down. I said, y'all want to talk about Bill Clinton, this and that. Yeah, he was president, he signed it, but y'all don't want to talk about the drugs and stuff that Nixon and Reagan put in our communities. And when Bill Clinton became president, he did inherit a high crime. He inherited that, but you still got to hold him accountable for signing it that hurt Black people. Well, Joe Biden was one of the ones who wrote that crime bill. And they knew that those presidents was putting those drugs in our community that separated our families. Let's talk about it, MJ.
Right.
We're talking about Republicans and Democrats. Let's talk about what the Democrats did to our community and the Republicans did to our community with the crack and cocaine epidemic. But then with OPs, whatever you say, opioids, when they came out, the White House, who Trump now said it was a mental health crisis.
Thank you.
A mental health crisis for us when those presidents were putting the drugs in our community and labeled it. Hold on. The war on drugs, and then created a mascot and told them to take a bite out of crime.
Come on, man.
Where were they?
Right.
You talking about us continue to vote for a party that there was a part of that, MJ? Huh?
They want us to forget that.
We're talking about not wanting to hold our vote. Man, please, we better learn our history in America. We should have alliance to nobody, MJ.
Correct. Only to our community.
Only to our community.
That's
because both have turned their back on us. So that's the truth. That's the truth. When they talk about that crime bill, let's tell the whole story.
Right.
I didn't watch enough documentaries. I was watching documentaries before people started watching documentaries. You best believe it. Go do your history on that crack and cocaine. But when white people start getting drugged up, it's a mental health crisis. And Trump said that was one of his greatest things he did is when that happened, he made it a mental health crisis. Well, it was a mental health crisis because the people with the white color of skin, because it was them getting messed up. But for Black people, they locked us up and put us in jail and separated our families and told the men, you got to leave the house, and told the women, we ain't going to give you welfare unless the man was out the house. And destroyed our community. And we still trying to deal with that today. So let's not worry about a party. Let's think about self, MJ.
Right. Gotta be selfish.
We ain't thinking about nothing. Now, I don't care. Barack Obama could say something to me. Hillary Clinton could say something to me. Do y'all think I care? I'm the grandson of F.D. Reese. Barack Obama would have been president if it weren't for Selma, Alabama. So I don't care what he got to say. If I say don't vote Democrat, I'll tell Barack Obama, let me sit down and talk to you for a minute.
Facts, man.
Sure.
Facts.
Now.
Facts.
Now that's 100%. All I got to say.
Yeah, you know, when you get going, we let that thing ride, man. We let it ride. Look, we appreciate y'all joining us. Listen, man, come back next week. And listen, if you want to be on camera and come and put your input in, listen, all you got to do is let me know. I'll send you the invite so you can come on camera and you can join this discussion. We got a good time coming up with voting. You know what we about. So we like to have all type of opinions and we'll give you the opportunity, man, express your opinion. Even if you disagree, it's all about healthy dialogue. Our main thing is to get our community going forward, get on one accord so we can be united, man. That's all they did. And if you don't think Dr. King and FD Reese didn't have no agreements, no disagreements, you sleeping.
You sleeping on
You
Jay.
sleeping. You sleeping. You sleeping. So yeah, come on in, man. And if you want to be on camera, let me know. Listen, before I go, I got to do it once again. Do not miss your chance to come to the McDonough Public Library. The Art of Facts. The FD Reese Foundation presents the Artifacts. Listen, we will be there. We have some original artifacts from the 1965 voting rights movement. We have over 500 of these, but we only displaying 8 or 10 of them. We're talking about Granddaddy, and a special thing for the children. We will be giving out candy. Me and my wife went and got the candy the other day. We will be giving out candy, and it will be a special guest there for the children. You don't want to miss this. So come on out. Here's some history. Get some candy. Take some pictures. Can't take pictures of the artifacts. Y'all know how that is. We got to preserve these things, and it's protected. Copyright. You know what time it is. But come out and join us on fellowship, man. It's gonna be at the McDonough Public Library. This is the second stop. We have another stop in November, another stop in December. Y'all come out. McDonough Public Library, 1001 Florence, McGarrity Boulevard, McDonough, Georgia, 30252. It starts at 10:30 a.m. We will start at 10:30. Trust me. And it ends at 1:30. So come on out. Anything you want to say? Take us out, bro.
No, I said enough.
Listen, one of our granddaddy quotes, what always stay with me, and I use it to this day, man. And it speaks to me now. And Miss Spear, she probably know this, Granddaddy. After every night, there comes a day. Granddaddy, and he used to go on. He said, after every night there comes a day. He said, you can't give up, can't throw in the towel. He said, because when they break, they gonna break. Mm-hmm. Because and if you throw in the towel, when they break, you ain't gonna even be there.
You miss a part though, man. When he said after every night there comes a day, and he'll sit back and say, I ain't seen it fail.
I ain't seen it fail yet.
He'll lean back and say,
lean back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I know some people right now is going through that night in their life, and we all go through nights in our life, right, man. I promise you, nights don't miss nobody. The sun just don't shine on one person all the time. Trust me, night don't miss nobody. You're going through your nights, and I know it seemed rough, but hang on in there. Like FD said, after every night, there comes a day. I haven't seen it fail yet. Go ahead, bro.
I got one thing to add to you.
Go ahead.
J.L. Chestnut, who I always say was the greatest attorney about civil rights outside of Thurgood Marshall, said this. Yeah. He said this. F.D. Reese said that at the lowest point of his life was when they charged him. He was in court for embezzlement. Mm-hmm. This is what you need in your life if you're a man or woman. You need your partner. Mm-hmm. Need your wife or a husband. F.D. Reese, a lot. House got bombed, lost children. The city turned their back on him. Everything. The worst part of his life was when he was in court for embezzlement. They asked him, how did you get through that? He said, if it wasn't for my wife, Aline C. Reese,
yes, sir,
I got through those times. Yeah. They let you know, I don't care who you are, you need your partner, you need your husband or wife.
Come on,
sit back and think about it. So, because you're gonna go through some hard times.
Yes, sir.
The point
is, ain't nothing like having nobody that's right there with you and still right, implement motivation. Like you, right, gonna make it. We gonna make it through. I'm in it with you together. It's a team effort, man.
That's right.
So I know some people going through their night, man, but hang on in there. Like FD said, after every night there comes a day, man. Night don't last always. Trust me, I didn't experience and we all didn't experience. So y'all have a great weekend. If you experience a night, man, hang on in there. Trust me, it's gonna get better. Listen, we'll be back next week. Come out to the McDonough Library next weekend. We're gonna keep posting and keep promoting it. We appreciate y'all joining us. Until we see y'all next Thursday. Have a great weekend. Take care of your family and be safe. Before I end it, hold on. We got an announcement. We will start doing the Lineage podcast on Wednesdays. And trust me, I know our mother, Frances Reese, is watching, and she disagrees with this decision. But Mama, with all due respect,
hey,
we got to do what's best for the business. So starting the first Wednesday in November. That is 2 weeks from today. November the 1st. Not 2 weeks, 13 days. November the 1st, we will start the Lineage podcast on Wednesdays. This was a tough decision, and y'all know in business, sometimes you have to make the tough decisions. But we was looking at our schedule when we do the tours, how we move, how we shake, how we got to get back to Georgia. what's the most important days for what we're doing to support our family, how we got to move, and how we can be more effective. So we made a decision that Wednesdays will be the best day to do the podcast, because what we don't want to do is stop doing it like we did last time, because our schedule was getting too thin. So we love doing the podcast and the tours and everything else. So Wednesday starting November 1st, y'all, we're going to promote it and we're going to let everybody know. On Wednesdays, we will start doing the Lineage podcast instead of Thursdays. We appreciate the support. The support is increasing. We appreciate y'all. Appreciate the love. So like I said, Wednesdays, I couldn't get out of here without announcing that. So Wednesdays, we will officially, November 1st, will be starting on Wednesdays. So we appreciate the love, appreciate the commitment to everybody that's going on. So like I said, take care of yourself, enjoy your weekend, take care of your family, be safe out there.